Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Chapter 23, Algebraic Fractions. Exercise 23, it's all about simplifying fractions. So let's discuss first of all our main objectives. Our main objective is to simplify the fractions, but before we will what is our second objective? First of all, we will factorize the expressions, the ones that will be in the numerator or in the denominator. How we will factorize them using the GCF method or using the AC method. So here are two examples. Look at the first example. This is the numerator, xy minus y squared. Now right now I have two terms in this expression. In the numerator I have two terms. In the denominator I have two factors, 3 times y. So these are already two factors. But right now if I will be thinking about to cancel this y either with this y, it's not possible because xy is not a factor, right? It's a term. And if I think about cancelling this y with this one of the y from here, it's not possible, right? So until we have terms in any expression, we cannot cancel it with any of the factor in the denominator, or you can say the opposite. So what can we do? If we think about factorizing this numerator, how can we factorize it, or how can we change it into factors? How can we change these terms into factors? If you notice that the GCF of these terms is y. So GCF of this is y. So you can pull out y. So when you pull out y, what will be left inside? So I will show you over here. So y, when you pull it out here, x will be left, and minus from the double y, like y times y, one of the y is outside, so one of the y will be left, right? So here is, now we have two factors, y times x minus y, as it's written over here. Now if you have any factor in the denominator, either x minus y or y, that can be cancelled, right? So we can cancel here right now this y with this y. So finally our answer will be x minus y in the numerator and 3 in the denominator. Similarly, if you look at the B example, the second example, I have terms in the numerator and I have 3 terms in the denominator. But if I think about cancelling any of the p with the p or q with the q, there is no way, right? So what can we do? We will think about how can we factorize the numerator. When we say how can we factorize, that means it's a process, it's a method according to which we can change any expression into factors. Clear? So when I say factorize it, it means that I'm trying to change this expression into factors. Okay, now pq minus 3q, so q is the GCF, so you can pull out the GCF q outside. So what will you get outside? It's q, and from q has gone outside, so only p will be left, and then minus from 3q, q has gone outside, so only 3 will be left. So this is the numerator, how the factorization of the numerator will be done. What about the denominator? Now if you remember, to factorize such expression, we used to put 1 over here. Now 9 times 1 will be positive 9. And how can we get 9? It's 3 times 3. Why it's 3 times 3? Because here I want to get the middle term, that is 6. So 3 times 6 together, 3 times 3, 9 is also giving me 6, the middle term. Now how I will write my answer? It will be, it's p, the variable, and then minus the middle sign it goes. So it's p minus 3, and the other factor will also be p minus 3. Why it will be p minus 3? Because we have to put the same signs because of this positive sign, or you can say because of this positive sign, right? Now clearly you can see that this p minus 3 and this p minus 3 can be cancelled, and only q is left in the denominator, and p minus 3, the other factor, is left in the denominator. So these are the final answers, this one and this one. Clear? Let's solve some questions from the exercise now. Here, let's see, can we factor 6 times x? It's already in the factor, so I can write it as 6x, 6 times x. Let's see what can we do in the denominator. Now, these are two terms. I will think, how can I factorize it? How can I change it into 2 factors or 3 factors, let's say. So, the GCF here is 3. So, you can pull out 3, right? So, if you pull out 3, what will be left inside? Here, you will have 3x minus y. And now what can we cancel here? We can cancel this 6 and 3. So 3 times 1 is 3 and 3 times 2 is 6. So finally our answer will be 2x out of 3x minus y, right? This will be our answer. If you put this bracket in the final answer, fine. If some of the students, they do not want to put this bracket, that is also correct. Okay, now better pause the video here and solve question number 18 on your own. So here is the answer for question number 18. Clearly I wrote for here for you. It's P is the GCF in the numerator and 2 is the GCF in the denominator. Pull out the GCF, pull out the GCF and see what is left inside the brackets, and then cancel the similar factors, and finally we are getting P over 2, the answer, right? Now solve 21 and 22, 21 and 25 on your own, and then play the video to check your answers. So here are the answers for both questions. Clearly I wrote here how I have factorized. In the numerator there's just one factor, y plus 3. In the denominator you can use the AC method to factorize it. So we are getting the two factors, one will be cancelled and only 1 over. Yes, another thing, you know, some of the students when they were doing it in the class, how they were writing the answer, they were writing the answer for this question only as y plus 2. Please remember it. This is the numerator 1 and this y plus 2, that the factor that is left, it's in the denominator. So finally your answer will be 1 over y plus 2, not only y plus 2. Okay, if it's in the denominator you have to keep the remaining factor in the denominator. If it will be in the numerator, then you can say it's only y plus 2. And here in the second question, question number 25, in the numerator I use the GCF, that GCF is y. I pulled it out to factorize it, and in the denominator I factorized it using the AC method. Here is the all explanation, and these two factors can be cancelled. So this will be the final answer. Let's solve one more question. Now think about how can we factorize the numerator. Obviously it can be done by using the GCF method. So what is the GCF here? It's 2, pull it out, and the factors will be x plus 3. So the numerator can be replaced by 2 into x plus 3. What will be in the denominator? It can be done using the AC method. Now pause the video here and complete the question on your own. So here is the answer for this question. Only 2 is left in the numerator because the second factor x plus 3 was cancelled with x plus 3. I used the AC method. Here when I multiplied 1 with negative 12, it was negative 12. 4 and 3 could give me, because if I subtract 4 and 3, it's giving me 1, the middle term, and if I multiply it, it is giving me 12. Then 4 will get the negative sign because the middle term sign, it goes with the larger number, and the other sign will be opposite, right? And then we can cancel these two. Now I want you to pause the video here, solve these two challenge questions on your own, and then play the video to check your answers. So here are the answers of both these challenge questions. I'll not explain it in detail, just you can see the working that I have done. I used AC methods for the numerator here, denominator here, and here the denominator, and for this numerator I used the GCF method, right? Okay, and then I did the cancellation, and these are the final answers. Here are the answers, this one and this one. That's all for this video. Hope you understand it.